Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for June 2015, and it comes in like a lamb in a way and goes out like a lion. So at the beginning of the month the energies are very watery. Yeah, they're pretty watery and also kind of earthy, and then after the middle of the month, or just after the middle of the month, they become more fire and air. So the beginning of the month is this every year as well. The same thing is when there's a lot going on within you, maybe thinking, feeling, but also behind the scenes stuff, supportive stuff, stuff where you have to be a bit more selfless because you've just got to do the work, whatever the work is about, for whoever or whatever the reason is. And you'll probably just have to come up to somebody else's needs and requirements. I say have to, you don't have to actually, but if you deem it to be in your interests in some way or in the interest of the long term, then you know then you've got to do it. And this can be health related for some of you, but it can be also a creative project, a spiritual thing, a healing thing, a therapy thing. You know, it can be, but it's very, very contemplative energy. It's deep energy. And also Mercury is also in there, great for the imagination, great for the dream life. You know, keep a pad at the side of the bed, write down just a little, you know, if you wake up, just a little line so that you can use it as an aid memoir in the morning. And you could, in the daytime, feel not quite here. You know, it's like you're zoning out a bit sometimes. If you get memory glitches or slips, you know, you're more in the abstract. Or we could say that you are more, and many will understand this, you know, you are giving more focus at this time to maybe a parallel life. Yes, a parallel life, and it's very good time for healing, spirituality, and artistic pursuits. Now Mercury is still retrograde until the 11th, so things tend to be a bit undecided and up in the air with this position of Mercury and the Sun and Mars all being in the same place. You need to just be patient, I think, and let go and let God, as it were, and just trust that it is all coming together in the way that it should. Also, maybe some of you working on the level of visioning, vision boards, dream boards, the law of attraction, that kind of thing, that would be very appropriate during this time here. But it's appropriate at any time. Whether you're consciously working on an outcome you prefer or not, inevitably things are going to be coming together because we live in a constantly evolving and creative universe. That's what this place is about, as we are at the cutting edge of where the light meets the chaos of the unformed, you know. So until the 6th, the planet of love, material success is in your sign. So this is a beautiful, sweet, warm energy. It could mean that you could be doing well, finding somebody to help you do nice things for yourself, because this is, you know, in this time with the Sun and Mercury and Mars being in this very, very background area, where it's in preparation mode for what's to come next, which is when the Sun comes into your sign, and it will be your birthday time. So with Venus here, close relationships tend to get a boost. You come across as attractive. You come across as others liking something that you're presenting, and maybe it's about yourself personally, maybe it's about some other thing, but there still is a lot up in the air because of the positions of the other planets. Venus here will tend to help you to balance health things, but also balance whatever needs to be balanced around you, really. You could be feeling a little bit self-indulgent, or maybe not yet, not until perhaps the Sun and the others come into your sign, although you could be. You know, you do have permission to be a bit self-indulgent sometimes, and you need to work at the moment on yeah, just finding the balance, finding the harmony, and just allowing yourself to be in that flow of abundance, and working the energy to your advantage. And it will come in stronger, I think, with the shifting of the others, and the others will begin to shift from the 22nd. So, and then from the 6th, Venus moves, and Venus moves into an area concerning money, property, possessions, basic stuff. This could be a real bumper time for you Cancerians, you'll be pleased to know, because Venus is going to be in there for, unusually for Venus, several months. So Venus is moving in there from the 6th and will be in there till 17th of October. So that really is a nice long time for you to enjoy the potential abundance of, for a while there, Venus and Jupiter together. So if you're trying to swing a deal, close a deal, if you're looking for the right place to buy, sell, rent, lease, go on holiday, or if you are looking to do something different with which will affect your finances, the piggy bank, then or indeed you are needing to do something different because it's just not working, this transit of Venus is going to be good news for you. Again, you need to understand that we're not just sort of sitting there like vegetables and waiting for it to happen to us. You've got to get out and work with the energy. Right? So, I mean, it's a little bit like, I suppose, putting out solar panels to catch the sun's energy, or putting up a wind turbine to catch the wind. That was a song, Donovan. Or you know, you're actually digging a pit in order to be able to get the geothermal energy under the floor of your house. So because astrology, in my mind, is like weather systems, but subtler weather systems, you need to be able to work the energy. Okay, so as long as you understand what the potential is about here, then you can benefit from it. Don't take any wild risks. Don't take anything for granted in this financial area. Also to do with possessions, property, resources of various kinds. It can be about wind, water, fire, you know, earth. It can be about vegetables in the garden and pots. Plant pots on your windowsill. It can, you know, it can be about all those sorts of things, but it is a very long transit. So I'll come back to this later, because, you know, that can be manifesting as one type of thing and then manifesting as another type of thing. I mean, maybe you need the hard cash to get you going with something new, and you're more likely to be able to get this under this Venus transit, and then you move on into this new sort of these new parameters. So now, first of all, the sun moves. The sun moves on the 22nd and comes into your sign. This is you busting out, you know, from this rather sort of introspective kind of chrysalis sort of area, and you really starting to come out from the 22nd, following close on its heels is Mars coming into your sign. You getting out there, you taking decisions, you getting with the program, you getting organized, you know, or maybe because you know, everybody's individual and everybody's got a different natal chart, so maybe you're in a bit of a slump. So it'll take you a while to kind of get going, you see. You're not just going to leap straight off the operating table, you know, you need to convalesce. But the sort of the inclination is, the tendency is going in a very, very kind of upbeat, sort of much busier direction. And be careful you don't get run ragged by Mars, because that can happen. Just watch your step, don't be impatient, just be cool, take it one step at a time, whatever it's about. Or if it's not like that for you, it can be that you've just got to pace yourself in order to keep up with what is going on as well. So but you know, you can always just make that space somehow or other. You know, it's a myth that, oh, I'm late, I haven't got time. You know, you can always, time is elastic. This is what I find. It's kind of elastic. It really is. And in fact, the calmer you are, the more centered you are, the more elastic time gets. It's very, very very mysterious. So yeah, so the energies go from being very turned into in a very watery area to going very, very outgoing and productive in this fire area, this very fiery area. Okay, and then now Saturn is going to do something different this month, because Saturn moved into Sagittarius and is now moving back from the 14th into Scorpio for a few months. We'll be there until September. So this retrograde, this moving backwards of Saturn into Scorpio, puts Saturn back into a very, very favorable position to your sun sign, Cancer, meaning that you can have ultimate success after sort of clearing a few hurdles and meeting a few challenges with any kind of creative or investment type projects, and also with a number of other things like children and you know what's going on with them, their education or whatever's going on with them, but also for your own romantic side of life, your own love life. So whether that's with an established partnership or whether this is something new, again, the thing about Saturn as it is, it's astringent, it's indrawing energy. So sometimes, in fact, a lot of the time, we are very much aware of what's lacking in a situation, whether that is, you know, from the partnership point of view, or whether that is in some of those other areas, because this is also the area of art, performance art particularly, but promotional activity and the like. So, and I say and the like, I mean, it's about the sorts of things that you do, which you really get a kind of feeling of empowerment from. Okay, so being Saturn means that, first of all, you might observe a lack and have to work harder, you know, take up a craft, a hobby. Some people would do that with this. Some people would put themselves on a dating site, maybe, because it is about your love life. Some people would, you know, kind of scrape the pennies together to give their children a better, I don't know, education, or to go on a trip, or something. There's various ways it can pan out, and of course another way it can be is it can be that you are you're starting from the ground up, making the foundations of a wonderful new venture, because you've got the money in place, and you know, now you've just got to do the work, you know, whatever it's about, you know. And we can use that as an analogy, you know. So whichever little sector this is in, you will be working harder, but the lack will come from the slowness, you know, why isn't this why isn't this quicker? Or it might be that you haven't got anybody special in your life at the moment, and then, you know, you take steps to put yourself in environments, because, you know, you gotta know, I'm here, you know, people have to know you're there. And it's not just any old people, it's the right sorts of people. So you got to get yourself in those sorts of environments, right? Yeah, I could give you other examples, but you might just feel held back or limited on your freedom to frolic, because you are sort of all full steam ahead on this project, or in this relationship, or with this, to do with these young people, or to do with your pets or animals. This is also in this area as well. Anyway, you Cancerians born the 22nd to 23rd of June, or with 19 to the 20th of July, or with 28 degrees, 29 degrees rising, or 0 to 2 degrees rising. It's a bit complicated because there's a lot of change. There's changing from one side to the other. I didn't mention that Mercury is going retrograde until the 11th, by the way. So you've been listening for people to get back to you, or for something to happen, or to kind of make a decision on something, or somebody else to make a decision on something, or to see what to do next, or it's just this lack of clarity. Yeah, you just have to trust. And actually, I think I didn't say that to you, so I think I've got a lack of clarity at the moment as well. Not too bad though. So Jupiter is in your area of the piggy bank. Whoopee! I've mentioned that when I was talking about Venus. And this is a great time for you with Venus there, particularly until August, to capitalize on your resources, Cancer. To really stretch out into new areas, to make the most of, really maximize your chances, sort of material, in a material sense. It can be, you know, with property, with finances, but with the use of your own talents and really applying those and getting, you know, really trusting that you can profit from what you really identify with within yourself. Jupiter comes around here once every 12 years, so it's up to you to decide at the moment what's of highest priority to you. It might be to do with what you value the most at this stage in your life's journey, you know, what's of highest quality to you, and you want to be more involved with that. You know, whether it's to do with work, whether it's to do with a relationship, whether it's to do with you're retired and where you live, or whatever it's to do with, okay? Or you're not retired, but it's to do with where you live, or things to do when you're retired. You Cancerians born the 7th to the 14th of July, or 15 to 22 degrees rising, will feel this energy the most this month. And then just to let you know that you Cancerians with the Uranus-Pluto transits, with Uranus, you Cancerians born the 9th to the 14th of July, or with 18 to 21 degrees rising, you're going to feel that the most this month. And this is the spirit of the winds of change, really, really shaking things up in your life. And no, you will not go back to the same old rut that you were in before. This is on a soul level. This is an important transit from that sort of aspect, really. And you will take a lot of what you gained materially, but also spiritually and emotionally from the past. You will take some of that with you, but only that which is going to be needed for this new version of yourself, for this new this more complete version of yourself. In the future. And then we also have and a little bit uncomfortable, you know, because we hang on tight. Oh no, I don't want to go. And then Pluto, you Cancerians born the 5th to the 8th of July, with 13 to 16 degrees rising, you're to feel that the most. And this is the more, you know, really, really deep gut stuff, making you more sensitive, making the importance of things seem to be out of proportion to the way you viewed them before, putting you through experiences or people coming into your life who are playing out the energies of that planet right in your life now. And that goes for all of the planets, but particularly Uranus and Pluto for these degrees. And I give these degrees because they are the closest in, but the whole sign will be being affected in lesser degrees. The earlier parts of the sign, of course, have already felt the flavor of these two barreling through their lives. So you will have more of an idea of what I'm talking about here. And that's it for June. So if you know your rising sign and your moon sign, which is very important as you are a Cancerian and moon is your ruler, then listen to the videos for those. And also you can, if you want to check up on this stuff on my website, it's written up on my website, the bones of it anyway. And I'll see you the next